Good evening, friends. I hope you've had a wonderful day playing and maybe doing a little bit of school, learning your ABCs or practicing reading. There are all kinds of things that I know keep your day very busy. And maybe because this is the month of Christmas, there's special things that you do to celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or all kinds of other things. Maybe there's some special baking you and your family do. So we put up our Christmas tree and had fun doing that. So Teddy and I want to tell you that we have a couple of good stories to share with you. There's one in particular that I think is really sweet that I had never read before. So Teddy's going to listen too. Yeah. This is called Fern and Horn by Marie Louise Gay. I think you'll like the illustrations. I sure have. Kind of fun. Fern and Horn. There is Fern in all her queenliness. Fern loves to draw flowers and butterflies, birds and bees, caterpillars and orange trees. Can I draw with you? Asks Horn. Of course, says Fern. Do you want to borrow my favorite purple crayon? I want to borrow all your crayons, says Horn. So there's her friend, Horn. Do you like to draw? But Horn thinks his flowers look like purple pancakes, that his caterpillars look like striped socks, that his birds look like witches' hats. I can't draw flowers, grumbles Horn, or birds or stripy caterpillars. Draw whatever you want, says Fern. Elephants, says Horn. I'm good at drawing elephants. The problem is that Horn's elephant is big and ferocious. It loves to stomp on Fern's flowers and swallow her butterflies, birds and bees, caterpillars and orange trees. Oh my. That elephant is out of control. Uh-oh, says Horn. What happened here? You know what happened here, sighs Fern. You should keep your elephant on a leash. Luckily, Fern's imagination is as big as the earth, as big as the sky, as big as the universe. She's got all kinds of great ideas in her head, and I bet you do too. Fern loves looking at stars. They sparkle and glow from a million light years away. Sometimes she hears them singing. Fern also loves making stars. I remember it took me a long time to try to make a star. Takes practice, doesn't it? She cuts out bright morning stars, fiery shooting stars, and even starfish. She sprinkles stardust everywhere. Fern hangs the stars so high that not even a ferocious elephant could reach them. Can I make some stars too? Asks Horn. Of course, says Fern. Do you want to borrow my scissors? Yes, answers Horn. Look, they hung all those stars in the tree. Isn't that cool? I like that. But Horn thinks his stars look like confetti, or giant snowstorms, or macaroni without cheese, of course. I can't make stars, grumbles Horn. Your scissors are way too slippery. Scissors are hard to learn to use, aren't they? Do you want me to help you? Asks Fern. No, says Horn. He has another idea. He tears and rips. He glues and snips. Horn makes an enormous wild polar bear. The polar bear gobbles up the bright morning stars. It devours the fiery shooting stars and the starfish. It licks up every speck of stardust with its bright pink tongue. Oh my. Yikes. Uh-oh, says Horn. What happened here? You know very well what happened here, sighs Fern. You need to teach your polar bear some good manners. Luckily, Fern's imagination is as big as the earth, as big as the sky, as big as the universe. She thinks and thinks. She sketches and draws. I know, says Fern. I will build the biggest, strongest castle in the world. A castle that will stand up against polar bear gobbles and elephant stomps. Horn, do you want to help me? Fern calls out. But Horn doesn't answer. He has disappeared into thin air. He has another better idea. Fern builds a magnificent castle with turrets and a dark dungeon. In front, there's a deep moat where a hungry shark swims in circles. It's amazing what you can do with nice big boxes. Meanwhile, Horn pulls out a long, green, scaly thing from the bottom drawer of his dresser. He puts it on and sneaks out into the yard. Uh-oh. I wonder what will happen next. At almost the exact moment, a great bat-winged, fire-breathing dragon attacks the castle. Fern is ready. She knows what dragons like to eat. Chocolate chip cookies. She throws a handful of cookies at the dragon. The dragon is delighted. He's so busy devouring the cookies that he steps into the moat. The shark bites the dragon's big toe. Yowie. Uh-oh, says Fern. What happened here? Ouch, 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 says Horn. Your shark bit my big toe. Do you want another cookie? Asks Fern. I'm going to build a rocket ship next, says Fern. The fastest rocket ship in the universe. I'm going to make a monster from outer space, says Horn with 3 eyes and 4 arms. And I wonder what happens next. So Fern and Horn are good friends, and they have adventures, and they have fun imagining all kinds of things and creating things. I bet you do too. And maybe Fern and Horn gave you some ideas. So I have another story for you. I hope you're all cozy and getting ready for bed and snuggly. This is a little more wind down and chill and get ready for bed story. Twilight Chant by Holly Thompson. The illustrations here are very pretty and peaceful. Twilight is when it's getting dark outdoors. Twilight Chant. And it tells us it's time to slow down and settle in for the night and get ready for bed. In the twilight, the low light, the sun has just gone down light. Play is done, start for home, as clouds begin to glow in the twilight, the low light, the egrets fly to roost light. Finding their nests, they're packing up their picnic on the beach, heading home. Find a tree, preen, clean, hide inside, your wings in the twilight, the low light. The swallows start to feed light. Aren't they pretty? They remind me of our beautiful herons, blue herons that we have on the Shenandoah River. Swerve up, swing low, skim above the fields in the twilight, the low light. The deer come out to graze light. Meadow's edge, forest glade, watch out for coyotes in the twilight, the low light. The bats all swoop and swerve light. Do you have lots of deer in your neighborhood? We have deer families that come and nibble some of our branches. Zoom high, sonar in, eat whatever flies in the twilight, the low light. The rabbits hop about light. There's the bats. Find a thicket, follow fence row, nibble, and be still. In the twilight, the low light, the foxes leave their den light. Trot, trot, jump walls, sniff out birds and voles in the twilight, the low light. The fireflies turn bright light. He's a handsome fox, isn't he? Blink, wait. Signal mates flicker on and off in the twilight, the low light. The skunks slink over the lawn light. There they are. Dig a hole, grubs and worms. Scratch a hive for bees in the twilight, the low light. The June bugs start to buzz light. Beat your wings, pilot up. Find some leaves to munch in the twilight, the low light. The cats stretch out their legs light. Prowl slow, pounce fast, try to catch some mice in the twilight, the low light. The windows light up gold light. Night sight takes time. Wait and soon you'll see in the twilight, the low light, the early evening half light. Before night, the magic light, the creeping dark of twilight. It's so peaceful, isn't it? And quiet. The end. So now it gets dark kind of early, doesn't it? Around dinner time. And in my neighborhood, I don't know about yours, but people are stringing lights up and decorating their houses. So that makes it pretty cozy and fun to look at what everybody's doing. So I hope you have sweet dreams and a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks for spending time with me. Good night.